Hello, guys. This is George here. So I'm going to tell you how to save yourself from these Protestant pastors, or I would say, I mean, I want to name them as Protestant stalkers. Okay, they try to stalk people and try to steal their soul. Okay, they say you're a Catholic, you're lost, you're not born again. The Sabbath day is different, you do idol worship and so on. Okay, so first thing is like, you have to understand why they are doing it. Okay, basically they are running a business. Okay, they need people, and they want to earn more. Like, for example, if you go to a job, you want a good house and good car and everything, right? So they also want that. Okay, they also want a good car and want, I mean, people around them, they want to be become famous, and that's why they do it. Okay, so they will be very aggressive, and they think whatever they are doing is correct, even though if they feel they are not right, they will be keep doing the same thing. Okay, so that part you need to understand. Okay, though, so like you have to understand that, because see, if they are not doing that thing that they are doing, basically they have to starve and die. Okay, so they don't have any job, they don't do any work, and all they have is just starve and die. Okay, so they cannot just like that think about which is good, which is bad. Can I do this? Am I hurting them? These kind of conscience, they don't have it, because it's pure business, and they are doing their business. Okay, so you might heard about a pastor, a well-known pastor from a Hillsong group. Hillsong Church. Marty Sampson. He became a atheist because, see, he is they know for sure they are pushing some lies. Okay, they are giving some wrong information. They do know that. Okay, they also change the Bible verses according to their will, and they try to do it. So you're not going to buy anything. So if you are a woman, you can just say, don't stalk me, just get out of my way, I want to go away. You can do that way. Or if you want to fight back, you can um, you can just like that tell them that I don't believe in you. Okay, and you're going to handle them like an atheist. Just imagine yourself as an atheist. Okay, because the correct way to look at a religion is through the eyes of atheism. Okay, so that's how you have to look. Even if you're a Catholic, why you have to be a Catholic? You have to ask yourself, why you have to be a religious person? Okay, so atheists have a very good point. They say religion divides. Okay, that's a very valid point they have. So, but Catholicism, as a Catholic, we are not dividing. We are uniting people under our Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, so we are not dividing anybody. And Jesus Christ is not fake, is not just another person, and we can prove that he is God. And Protestants cannot prove Jesus is God. Okay, see, we can prove Alexander lived. Okay, we can prove Hitler lived. We can prove JF Kennedy lived. We can prove Martin Luther King lived. Okay, I mean, so many figures. You can come on. You can just go into history and name anybody, and you know that that person lived, and you can even show their grave. see this is where this person was died, and you can also get a DNA sample or whatever. Okay, but in if you talk about Jesus, you cannot take any DNA sample from any grave. Okay, and if you are going to tell Jesus Christ DNA is this is his grave and this is his dead body, then automatically Jesus becomes an ordinary man and he is no more a god. Okay, so that's the deal here. So you have to prove Jesus is God. If you're going to prove a person, I mean, not just Jesus or anybody, and you're going to say that person is God, it's a very big deal. It's not so easy. Okay, it's not just like that. You tell Hitler lived, Hitler died, and things like that. Or okay, so Hitler body is not there. Or you can say Joseph Stalin or JFK, John F. Kennedy, or Martin Luther King, or the presidents who died very recently, or the prime ministers who died very recently. You can just go to their grave and show their body, and you can just tell them that the story about that person is very much true, and you have the recorded history and everything is there. You can just prove it. Okay, even the history of that person is twisted, still the person did exist. That part you can prove it. Even though if somebody is going to say this person didn't die this way, this person was murdered, but still the person really did exist. Okay, you have his body, and he is a human being and you can prove it. But if you're going to prove God, okay, you have to prove he is living. You cannot say he died. Okay, so all the evidences, there is a video in YouTube. I can show you right away here. So right, I'll just show you. Okay, there is a YouTube. Okay, I just went offline, I think. No, okay, so I'll, it's my phone, so I just went to airplane mode, so nobody will call me. I can do this video without any disturbance. So see, uh, I have it in this Telegram group. Okay, I'll just show you that crucifix. Crucifixion. Okay. Okay, I don't know whether it's going to come or not. Anyway, it's searching like anything. I don't know. There is a video showing that Jesus, there are the miracles at the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. There is a video. That's a very good video. You can actually view it. Okay, I'll just show you that. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing. Okay, so you can see automatically I'm getting messages and this and that. So this is the miracles at the crucifixion of Christ V2. Okay, so you can just go to YouTube and you can watch this video, and it will tell you whatever mentioned in Bible, the 3 hours of darkness, the people rose up from dead, and the earthquake, everything is being proved historically. Okay, it is proved that Jesus lived, and at that time these things happened. But this won't prove that Jesus Christ is still living. Okay, even if you prove the entirety of the Bible, okay, entirety of the except the point that Jesus is living, you cannot prove that Jesus is living still. Okay, from the Bible, or any of this evidences actually proves that he is God. Okay, it's because you have to prove that he is still living. But as Catholics, we can actually prove it because he still lives in the Holy Eucharist. You can still go to Lanciano, you can take a sample, and you can actually examine the Eucharistic host turned into a heart muscle, and it's still living. You can see it in the microscope that the tissue is, alive. Okay, so that's what you need to prove that Jesus Christ is still living. Okay, so and also there is another problem here. Okay, so you can not any miracles. Okay, any miracle can prove that a particular person is God. I don't know how you're going to take this, because if you say God exists and you're also going to agree to the fact Satan exists. Okay, so who did that miracle? Whether the Satan did that or God, Jesus Christ did that. Okay, both of them have the ability to do miracles, but the usual things that we ask, okay, whether you ask to God or you whether ask to Satan or whatever it is, we fall very too short that Satan uh, will be able to perform it easily. Okay, so for example, if you pray to anybody, okay, I'm not saying Jesus Christ, just anybody, if you pray to them and you see within next day or 2 days or 3 days or within a month, you get what you prayed for. Basically you will ask for wealth, health, and money, right? Which is so easy for Satan to give it to you. Okay, and it is also when you say if it is easy for Satan itself, it's also easy for God to give that to you. Okay, so but who gave you that? So that is a major question here. So first, Protestants don't have a living God. As I said before, they don't have any evidence. Okay, even the video the one I shown you moment back, I mean, that video just proves what's said in the Bible. That doesn't prove that Jesus is still living. You know, any animal can die, so you can simply say maybe Jesus died later, right? I mean, God is not living anymore. He's dead. He created the universe and then he died. Okay, so why I'm trying to say like this, I'm a Catholic and I am trying to speak like a atheist, because that's the way you're going to handle the religion itself. Okay, you're not going to deny Jesus and the presence of Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. Okay, you're not going to deny that, but why do you have to be a Catholic? Why do you have to be a religious person? Why do you need God? See, all the horror, all the killing and everything is happening just because of religion. And why do you want to be a religious person in the first place? Okay, you see, I mean, so many wars happen because of religion. Okay, even say uh, the famous Holocaust in the World War II, they killed Jews because Martin Luther said on the Jews and his uh, on the Jews and their lies, the Jews have to be, you know, murdered like that. Okay, they have like we have to take all their wealth and everything and just go make them put them in a concentration camp. Okay, the whole idea behind the Holocaust was given by Martin Luther himself. Okay, the the Protestant Martin Luther, not the Martin Luther King. Okay, the Protestant Martin, the person who led the Protestant movement. Okay, that Martin Luther. Okay, he actually wrote on the Jews and their lies, and that made Hitler. I mean, Hitler was originally a Catholic. He converted to a Protestant, and then he tried to bring the whole Germany into uh, uh, try to bring the Germany under one church, under one Protestant church. Okay, it's not a Catholic church. It's under one Protestant church, and he actually tried to appoint Ludwig Müller as German bishop, and he killed Catholics also. Catholics were, the majority of them were in Dachau concentration camp in Germany, and there were also Catholics elsewhere in many other concentration camps. But this is the concentration camps. It's purely filled with Catholics, Catholic clergy, and many saints died because of that. So coming to the point again, so you have to ask why you have to be a religious, because World War One and World War Two is totally a religious war in my opinion, because social Darwinism was driving the World War One, and social Darwinism is from an Anglican religious priest named Charles Darwin. The person who did man came from a monkey. That guy, he is actually an Anglican priest. Okay, his ideas and ideology became more famous in Germany during during the starting of the 1900. Okay, so social Darwinism was in place, and so they tried to cleanse the human race by starting the World War One, and even before that, they tried to kill the Namibia tribes. Um, there was a big, they in Africa they actually killed a big tribal group just for doing um, experiments and trying to prove that some humans are inferior and some humans are superior, and the superior humans must destroy these inferior ones so that the human race will become pure and more stronger and more powerful and intelligent. And this was totally accepted by the Protestant church. Okay, so this social Darwinism came into the church, the Protestant church, and people, you know, accepted social Darwinism as part of their faith. Okay, so the faith actually fed social Darwinism in Germany, and that social Darwinism ended up in World War One, and later, because of the Versailles Treaty, um, uh, Hitler became so furious and he don't want to forgive anybody. Even though England said, "Okay, we'll take back all the things that were mentioned in the Versailles Treaty, that Germany you don't have to pay for the war crimes that happened in World War One, everything." But Hitler was not ready to forgive. See, he became a Protestant, right? And he is supposed to forgive like Jesus Christ, and he did not do it because he created his own Bible, and where there is no forgiveness and there is a lot of revenge. Okay, so the Protestant movement is basically, it's a self-driven. You can drive your own theology, you can do your own theology, you can write your own Bible, and you can tell people that you, you can ask them to do anything. Okay, you can ask them to do anything because nobody have control over nobody. Even some Protestant churches in Germany try to oppose Hitler, but they weren't able to do that because this guy was raging in revenge. And when you say revenge, people fall like, they moth to a lamb. Okay, when there is a fire, you see the moth, the flies, and flying, all are flying around the fire and trying to, go into it. It is I mean, these people became so mad when humans' nature is that if you say revenge, you have to fight, and people immediately start, okay, let's do it. Okay, they will get the spirit from nowhere to fight against a human being, to kill human beings from nowhere. So these are all because of religion. Okay, so you should know which religion you're going to choose, and if you should be very careful about that. There is only one religion, and that is the most holy Catholic Church. Okay, so this thing you have to understand. Okay, this thing you have to understand. This is a So that's why you have to um, get inside the Catholic Church as an atheist. Okay, so you will know why you are here inside a Catholic Church, and you know why you are not supposed to leave the Catholic Church. See, once Hitler says no to the covenant made by our Lord Jesus Christ, he he automatically makes a covenant with the devil. Okay, and what happened next? Well, everybody knows it, right? I just now told you that he did the. I mean, everybody knows that Hitler did the World War II, right? And he's not ready to forgive anybody, and because of this, his revenge motives, many people died. Correct? So you have to be a bit more atheistic. So when you try to handle these Protestant pastors who are trying to stalk you, you have to talk to them like an atheist. Okay, you have to talk to them atheist. You just tell them, see, look at you, from which denomination you came from. You can just ask them from which denomination you came from. Okay, and there are 1,000 denomination. You guys are so divided. Okay, you can say your religion is divides people. You can just say that. Okay, if they say Jesus Christ is Lord and Lord, I mean, where he is? Come on, tell me where he is. He came to this world, he died, he went to heaven. Well, basically, many people went to heaven. Correct? The point is, many people went to heaven. Okay, say Martin Luther King, he would have went to heaven. Or you just say a person, you just come with some names. Okay, you a good person, basically, in the history, I mean, who is not at all related to any religion. Martin Luther King, he might have went to heaven, right? He is not so religious, I believe, and his, I mean, Martin Luther King, okay, that he is not so religious, but he fought for the black people, right? Okay, in a more peaceful way, he would have went to heaven. So you're saying Martin Luther is another god? Okay, see, you have to prove that God is living. Okay, even though if you are able to prove, I mean, if you even if you're going to accept Jesus Christ is God, then you have to prove he is still living. Okay, so just prove it. Then they have to agree to the Catholic Church that Jesus lives in Eucharist, and he is still living in all the churches of the Holy Catholic Church, which they won't do it. Okay, they will surely get locked up, because in only in the Holy Catholic Church, the most holy Catholic Church, okay, the most holy Roman Catholic Church, Jesus Christ is living in the Eucharist. Okay, you can prove Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the King of Jews, is living in the most holy sacrament, the Holy Eucharist. Correct? You cannot prove in any other way that God is living with us. Okay? If he is going to say Emmanuel, he is done. He is gone. I mean, come on. As an atheist, now you have a better chance to attack him. Okay? God, he lives in his words. The words are in the Bible, and that you call it as Emmanuel. Okay? He will say that. The Protestant pastor or the Protestant guy will say that. Okay? Then Allah lives in Quran, and he is also Emmanuel. In Buddhism, Buddha's words are there in the scripts. I don't know what holy script they have, and it's there. And Buddha also becomes Emmanuel. And all the gods and goddesses, there are thousands and millions of them, and all of them are living in their words, and they all become Emmanuels. Correct? You got it? So you have to understand it. I mean, Emmanuel means it's not just the word that is written in the book, it's the Holy Eucharist itself. Emmanuel means Holy Eucharist. Holy Eucharist means Jesus Christ. And that's how it is. And if you are not able to connect the Holy Eucharist, and you will not be able to connect the word Emmanuel. Because if you say just the words in the Bible is Emmanuel, then every god and goddesses in the world become Emmanuels. Okay? And that will be terribly wrong. That will be terribly, terribly wrong. And everybody becomes Jesus. Okay? So even I became Jesus, everybody became Jesus. Every human being who can read and write and speak become Jesus, because their words, if it is written in a book, and we live in that book itself, and we become Emmanuel also, that will make billions of Jesus and billions of Emmanuels. So that will become a total crap. Okay, it will be totally crappy. I mean how it sounds. Okay, Jesus is there, and he live in his words. Okay, and the words are in the Bible. Okay, so Bible is just a book, just a holy book. Okay, and you say he lives, and you don't have any living proof that Jesus Christ is living. Okay, there is no physical proof. Okay, that he is living. You're just able to prove that Jesus Christ lived once upon a time. Okay, and there is also even more problems, because Jesus is a very common name. Okay, even at the time of Jesus itself. Mary is a very common name even at the time of Jesus itself, and Joseph is also a very common name in the time of Jesus itself. And there have been dead bodies recovered from that time period, from in the name Jesus. I mean, there is a guy in Israel who is having a box full of the remains of Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. So then that will prove that Jesus is dead and gone, because you don't have any solid evidence that he is living still. Correct? So you have to attack them like an atheist. Okay, and you have to look at the religion itself as an atheist. Then you will know Jesus is the true God, and he is the only God. He is not going to divide this world. He did not come to divide this world. He came to unite this world under the one body and flesh of himself. Okay, under one body and blood of Jesus Christ. Correct? So, and also, why Eucharist? And Eucharist is the flesh and blood of Jesus Christ. We came to this world with the flesh and blood of our mother, and Jesus is giving his flesh and blood of him, and so that he makes us as his children. Okay, or we automatically become um, his children because we eat his flesh and blood in the Holy Eucharist, like the way we did in our mother's womb. Correct? Okay, you can look at any woman, an elderly woman, and call her mother just because she might look like your mother, but she won't become your mother because you have only one mother in this world who gave you the flesh and blood. Okay, there cannot be another woman who did that to you. Okay, you cannot tell there are two, three women who give flesh and blood to me. No, no way, that's not happening. That's impossible. Okay, you cannot come. Your head comes from one female's womb. Your body comes from another female's womb, and your legs come from another female body's womb, and they all got united in a different woman's womb. That way is not even possible. Even scientifically, that's not even possible. Okay. So, guys, so you have to tag these Protestant pastors like atheists, and if you want to, corner them so that just prove that he is living. Just prove Jesus Christ is living. Okay, you can prove Alexander lived, you can prove John F. Kennedy lived, you can prove Martin Luther lived, you can prove Martin Luther King lived, you can prove Gandhi lived, you can prove, come on, you need a famous dead person. Okay, you can also say Napoleon, Alexander, and many, even the people 2000 years. Even recently I saw a thing about the Tutankhamun in Egypt, the Tutankhamun grave in Egypt. I just saw a short video about that. Even you can prove that guy lived about what 4,000, 5,000 years back. You can just prove it that that guy lived. Okay, his grave was so intact and things like that. Okay, fine, forget about him. So you have to prove that that a person, if you have to prove a person is God, that then you have to prove he's living. Okay, so I told you another point, that God can also provide, devil also can provide, but devil provides for a different reason. He wants to destroy this human race, and so he will provide, and he will divide and do all sort of nonsense, and you won't be able to comprehend that, because devil also provides, and people go behind devil and they worship the devil also. So how can you prove that Jesus Christ is not devil? Jesus Christ is God, because God means love, and the love is exposed when he is trying to give his own flesh and blood from the cross. He gave that flesh and blood while he was in the cross in on Mount Calvary, and this was proved in the Eucharistic miracle of Buenos Aires. You can just take the video. If you want, I can share the video in the description also, so you can just watch it, because the pathologist who examined it said this heart muscle came from a man who was beaten across his chest, and his heart muscle was injured, and it's a cardiac muscle. Okay, it's a myocardium tissue responsible for the heartbeat of responsible for the heartbeat. Okay, that's what he said. Okay, so I can just send you that video, you can just watch it, and it will be a good thing for you. So attack them like a atheist. Always talk about the Eucharist, don't get into any other topics, and uh, that will prove that you know um, that Jesus Christ is God and he only lives in the Catholic Church, and and you can so because they get into topics like Sabbath, they get into topics like there are many other topics to deal with, and if you are going to try to prove it, dude, just first prove Jesus Christ is God, and prove me that he's living. Okay, then I will start worshipping whatever you want. Okay, that's how you are going to knock them down. Okay, you can simply knock them down just like that. Okay, only you can knock them down like an atheist. You cannot knock them down like a believer. Okay, you don't really have to show him like you are a Catholic. Even if you're going to show as a Catholic, well, yeah, you can tell, yeah, I'm a Catholic, right? I'm a bad person. Okay, so you also believe in Jesus, and I also believe in Jesus, and you say I'm not believing in Jesus, I'm satanic. So here you see a real satanic Catholic. Okay, now I'm saying I'm speaking to you like a atheist. So you want me so naturally it is so obvious I'm a bad person. So here is my certificate that I'm certifying myself as a bad person. Take it and just go away. Get lost from me. Okay? Don't worry about him, what he's going to think about me, and I'm putting myself in a very bad I'm describing myself as a very bad person, and he's going to take me as a very bad, evil person. Why? Well, you are just proving that you're bad to Satan, right? These guys are totally satanic, okay? Because they go behind money and they going to sell some stupid stuff, some false information, okay? God is not going to give you a lie, but Satan gives you a lie, right? These guys are going to push you some lies on your heads. Okay? So you're going to say, I'm a bad person to you, man. So what? You want me tell me I'm a Satan? Fine. What's the name you're going to give for me? There are a lot of Satan names. If you want to name them with that, okay, if you want me to name me Lucifer, go ahead, do it. Who is stopping you from that? Just go ahead. You can simply say like that. Okay, so they won't have a clue to handle you. They don't know from where to start, how to end, nothing. They totally become clueless. And even if you want to even if they want to say anything, dude, first say, where is God? Show me him. Don't say he is in the air, he is in everything, and this and that. That theory was pushed by all the believers. All the religions push the same theory, that he is in air, he is in everywhere. Come on, that's totally nonsense. I heard that billion times. I don't want that. Okay, just give me a correct location where I can actually feel God, the divinity. Okay, that is more important. Don't say he is in air and he is in mosquito, he is in my toilet seat. Okay, that way it won't work. You have to prove that God is living in the most holy places, not in my toilet seat. Okay, so that's how you have to go to mock those guys. Okay, mock them off. Okay, um, you there is one thing you have to, if you want to cut a diamond, use a diamond to cut the diamond. Okay, so you have to, you have to be more atheistic, or say even it is a bit of satanic, but you have to be very careful. Don't abuse Jesus. Okay, don't say even in my whole speech I didn't say any abusive word against Jesus. I'm saying, like, just prove where Jesus living, whether he's dead or he's gone or whatever, but I am not using any bad words against him. So you have to be very careful in that. You cannot abuse him with any word. Just tell him, just prove it. Okay, you're just asking a person to prove that Jesus exists. Where, I mean, there are so many Jesus. Which Jesus you are referring to? Okay, that's that you're going to ask, and they'll be totally confused. And historically speaking, there were several bodies recovered in the name of Jesus from the same time period. I think it's about 27 or something. Okay, so that is also there. So you have to give that information also. It's in the net. I mean, I'm not able to pull up that right now, but I did see that once upon a time. Um, so you cannot just prove with the Bible. Bible is just a word, I mean, just a book. Okay, it doesn't have any dates and timeline. Bible refers to certain names which are historically present in other history books, from which you can actually say Jesus Christ was a person lived. Even Josephus, a famous historian, referred that Jesus lived. So from that also you can prove that Jesus lived. But no book in this whole world can prove Jesus is still living. Only Eucharist, the most holy Eucharist of the Holy Catholic Church, only can prove Jesus is still living. The rest of the things will say Jesus lived once upon a time. Okay, Jesus lived there, Jesus lived here, Jesus lived everywhere. Even there is a story in India that Jesus lived in Himalayas. You're gonna buy it? Seriously? The same Jesus, he somehow escaped from uh, the crucifixion. Okay, there is a Gospel of Barnabas or something, or Judas. It says like Judas died in the cross, Jesus escaped. Those things like that. Even Quran says that. So you're going to buy that? Seriously? So basically they have to prove it. Okay, if they say Jesus is there in Bible and everything, those things won't work. Okay, those things seriously won't work. Just the book alone will not give you anything. See, he lived and died, and they don't have anything. They destroyed everything. They don't want his. I mean, we have his holy cross. We have the thrones. We have the shroud of Turin. We have all the solid proof that he lived. They just have some the book, and the book is also not intact. And you know they took several books away from that. Jesus actually used a book, the Septuagint version of the Old Testament. Okay, I can prove it also. Well, just give me a minute here. Septuagint. You can say search for Septuagint, and there is a verse. There is a verse actually. Um, I'll just show you a search. So you can just search it out, and you can just get it. Jeez. Reads book of Isaiah. Okay, so this is the thing. Isaiah 61, 17. Okay, 17, 14. So you can see this. Luke 4:17. Luke 4:17. Okay. You can say this. Wait, I'll just show you that. Luke 4:17. Okay. And they handed him the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. Unrolling the scroll, he found the place where it was written. Okay. The Spirit of the Lord. So these verses will match exactly with the Septuagint version of the Bible. And the Septuagint version has the books that are thrown away by the Protestants. The Maccabees 1 and 2. Those books will be there. And that's why Catholic Bible have a lot of books because we are using the same book used by Jesus Christ and his apostles. So that's why Catholic Bible is bigger. Okay, so but the current version of the Bible is from the Masoretic text because there is a religion called Masoretic Judaism. They follow the Masoretic text and they also accept Jesus, and they try to, I don't know, they try to play around with, it is the current Catholic Bible have the book, all the books that are in part of the Septuagint, but the but the the translation is from the Masoretic text. So I don't know whether they try to convince somebody or something like that. Okay, so it is. So that's why we have a big Bible, and yeah, so they don't have even have a correct book. Okay, their Bible itself is so wrong, and Lutheran Bible is there, and Hitler also wrote in Bible. You know, you know, if you want to become a Satan, you can also become write a Bible of yours. So and that will make you a Satan. Okay, so yeah, so you have to understand what is the risk involved here. Okay, um, and you know what Hitler did after he converted to a Protestant, and so the whole history changed from going upwards to totally going downwards from the day Martin Luther started his Reformation. And you also know there is a German peasant war. He killed thousands of German peasants. Okay, I mean farmers, uneducated poor farmers. Initially, he said, "See, you work on the field, and the field belongs to you because you shed your blood and sweat, and you produce the food. And these wealthy people, these landlords, are enjoying everything. So you have to." Snatch the land from them and you have to use it, and these people uh, you know you're not supposed to call for some kind of a revolution, kill people, take their land, snatch them. These kind of words are so dangerous. They are farmers, they are uneducated farmers. Okay, and you're going to talk to them like that seriously? And what they will do is they will just go and kill people and snatch their land. They won't go and talk like lawyers. Okay, they won't talk to them like lawyers. If you're taking, you should know whom you're talking to. You should know whom, their knowledge, their ability and everything. So initially Martin Luther was a murderer, so because of him so many people died, because and the way he handled the problem there, and many people died there. And he also wrote on the Jews and their lies, and Hitler used that book and he gave the book to all the Germans, and he did the Holocaust and killed many Jews. And Karl Marx's father was a converted Lutheran. Initially, he was a Jewish priest and he converted to Lutheran. And Karl Marx saw the lies in Lutheranism, and he wrote the Das Kapital, and he is a father of communism. And communism, you know what communism did to the world. Okay, communism means is a good thing. I mean, even I like communism because it's a total replacement of capitalism. But the Karl Marx version of communism just tried to kill religion, because that version of communism wasn't successful enough to kill capitalism, because the roots of the capitalism is money. and money is the root cause of all evil. And his communism was not able to, kill money successfully, and instead they tried to kill religion. So what Karl Marx communism achieved is just raping nuns, okay, raping nuns and killing priests and destroying churches, and that is the achievement of Karl Marx communism. There is another version of communism also, that is you call it as Christian communism, accepting Jesus Christ as Lord, and you know making a communist country or a world without money. And that comes from Matthew 6:24. Whether you worship the Lord, you take Lord as your master, or you go with the money. That so those verses actually are a bit communistic, so I don't want to deal with that right now. So that's a very big topic to deal with. You want to take it, you can take it, or you just drop it. So basically you just talk to them like that, talk like an atheist. Okay, always stay with the words of you know uh, the Eucharist. These are the verses. I just had that. Okay, so Eucharistia, I was showing this. These are the verses. So the first thing says, if you are going to reject the Eucharist, you're dead. You're lost forever. And Jeremiah 31:31, God the Father says about the new covenant. And John 6:26-66 also says about Jesus Christ, gives a outlook of what, he says, eat my flesh and drink my blood. Okay, you just came for here, the manna. Okay, I am the living bread. Those verses came from there. And Luke 22, Matthew 26, Mark 14, they are all from the Last Supper. Like he lifted the cup and the bread, and he said, this is my blood and this is my bread, and he broke it and gave it. Also, those are the verses. And First Corinthians actually remembers the past. Paul remembers the verses said in Luke 22, Matthew 26, and Mark 14. And 1 Corinthians 10:16 says it's the flesh and blood of Jesus Christ. It's not just bread and just an ordinary bread. It's an ordinary one. It's truly the flesh and blood of Jesus Christ. Paul was not a guy like if he is not sure, he won't tell it. Only he will tell if he is so sure of it. So transubstantiation did happen during the times of Paul itself. It was happening always. So during his time, he did record that in 1 Corinthians 10:16. Okay, and daily sacrifice is only happens in the Holy Catholic Church and also in the Orthodox Church. But the Orthodox Church Eucharist is not valid, because their Eucharist will never turn into flesh and blood of Jesus, and that's why the daily sacrifice is not valid there. So Jesus refers to the abomination mentioned by Daniel. uh, People used to ask Jesus when the world is going to end, how it's going to end, everything, and Jesus tells you have to look into the verses of Daniel, the abomination mentioned by Daniel, and the Daniel 12:11 will say that the end of the daily sacrifice, the abomination starts. So that is a day. So there is no daily sacrifice in any of the Protestant churches. Okay, and people say I'm a satanic person. I'm going against Protestant brothers and this and brothers and sisters. See, one thing I have to tell you. Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony was a hammer of heretics. Okay. You'd have heard Saint Anthony is a saint who finds lost things. That happened only once in his life. He had a book, and that book was stolen by a brother, and he asked Jesus Christ to help him to help find his book. So Jesus actually, asked that brother to give that book back to Saint Anthony, and he so that brother tells, see, I just told this book because you are very good at sermons, and you are referring to this book, and so I just want this book. I also want to make sermons like this, so I just took this back, I'm sorry, and everything. So it just happened one day. I'm not trying to insult anybody here, but he used to attack you know a 12th century version of Protestantism. Okay, there was something called Catharism. Catechism, I want to say, I'll just tell you. If you want to just go and search it again, you can just find it. Yeah, yeah, Catharism. Catharism, yeah, Catharism, Antonism. It's a 12th century onwards. So, yeah, this is the thing. So, this is something like a Protestant movement. They are totally against the sacraments, and they try to they just wash your head, and that is the only sacrament they do, and they had their own priest, and they used to go out when like torn clothes. They live a very poor life, and to show people they live like Jesus Christ or something like that. They so they have, I mean, they look more spiritual because they won't look rich. They look very poor and pale. So that will make people to believe God is with them. Okay. So Saint Anthony was trying to destroy that Catharism and that Waldensians or whatever. Okay. So he was trying to do it, and he so basically, if you look into the um, life of Saint Anthony, he was from Portugal. He came from a very wealthy family. He was a very rich person, and his parents were believers. They were Catholics, and so they sent him to for him to become a priest. First, he joined the Augustinian congregation, and later he saw people were coming dead from Morocco because of those Muslim rulers were killing Catholic priests, and dead bodies were coming from uh, Morocco to Lisbon. So he wanted to go there and spread the message of God. So he went. He became a Franciscan, and then he went there. As soon as he went there, he became terribly sick. Okay, he totally became bedridden, and because of that, he had to return to his hometown, Lisbon, and he got into a ship, and because of a cyclone, he happened to land in Sicily, and he was sick, and Saint Anthony was out of no clue. He don't know what to do because he wants to proclaim uh, the words of Jesus Christ and everything, the good news and everything, but it's totally been what he is running around here and there, making no meaning at all. First, he was a Augustinian. First, he was a Augustinian, and then he became Franciscan, and he then went to uh, Morocco in Africa, and he became bedridden. Now he is in Sicily. He don't have any clue, and he have no clue. So he was like, Lord, what's happening to me? Why are you playing the fool around me? He is like, I mean, you look at his life, it's like he's making a fool of himself. He was a rich guy. Why he have to go here and there and get sick and end up nowhere? And then what happened in Sicily is something. He is good at sermons. It's a deep hidden secret, which he learned from the Augustinians. And so one he was still a sick person, and suddenly someone asked him to give a sermon, and he exposed his knowledge and everything through his sermon. Then people started to get attracted towards him, and then later he went behind this Carthians and Valdensians or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this thing also. Anyway, so went behind them. Then the miracles started to follow. Okay, and you should know, like, the Holy Eucharist is meant for humans, and it's it's not for donkeys. Do you know the miracle of mule? Miracle of the mule. Okay, this. I don't know the internet is miracle of the mule. You just learn, or there is also another name for it. I don't know. My internet is not working. Doesn't it just goes off? I don't know why. I'll just try another browser. Maybe miracle. Mule. Okay. I don't know whether it comes. Yeah, thank God it comes. Miracle of the Mule, or the Eucharistic Miracle of Rimini. You can see the Rimini. If you go to the Eucharistic Miracles of the world, there is a book out there. Even if you go there, if you go there, that he just showed that the Holy Eucharist to a donkey, and the donkey bow down to the Holy Eucharist instead of going behind the hay. As the donkey was starving for 2 or 3 days, it didn't have any ignoring its own extreme hunger, went before the Eucharist and knelt before and adored the Blessed Sacrament. Okay. So while the heretic stood, you can see heretics. See heretic. Okay, so he did this to not to Catholics. Okay, he did not do to show that see, I can make the donkey to bow. He is trying to convince a heretic. Okay, so even if you want to, as a priest, okay, you can just go and ask the priest and do this miracle again, the way Anthony did, and the priest will surely say no, because the Eucharist is meant for human. So Anthony went to a very extreme state to hammer the heretics. Okay, so the Blessed Sacrament is not supposed to meant to be shown to a mule. It's for the humans. It's not for the mule. It's not for a dog or a cat or anything. If you go and ask the priest and okay, just do the miracle of Rimini or the miracle of the mule again, the priest will say no, it's for the humans. And Anthony went to that extreme because he is a saint, and Catholic Church accepted his miracle because he is able to do miracles, and he is a living saint. Even while he was living, he is a living saint. So Catholic Church was not able to deny his actions. They said, okay, you're Anthony the Great. Okay, we accept you. But you just go and ask a local priest to do it. He won't do it because he'll be scolded by his bishop. Still the miracle can work, but no priest in the world will do it. He will be, I'm not Saint Anthony. The only one comes from his mouth, I'm not Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony can do it, I cannot do it. Well, the Eucharist is same for everybody. Let it be Saint Anthony, let it be Saint Vincent Ferrer, or let it be Apostle. Eucharist is same for everybody, so they won't do it. So I'm not. So I'm trying to hammer the Satan like Saint Anthony. I'm not. See, I cannot do any miracle. Okay, just because I'm not able to do miracle, that doesn't mean I cannot hammer the heretics like Saint Anthony. Believe it or not, got baptized in Saint Anthony's church. Okay, I was baptized in Saint Anthony's church. So that won't make me Saint Anthony, but still, I think there is a reason for it. I don't know whether you're getting it. Okay, so many Catholics are coming, complaining me like, "Oh, you're harming the Protestant friends. They are friends. They are good people. You are supposed to learn from them. There is nothing to be learned from them. None of their worshipping procedures, the way they deal with Jesus is totally wrong. It wasn't approved by any Catholic saint. There are saints who came away from Protestantism and joined the Catholic Church. Okay, Saint Teresa of Avila was a Protestant and she became a Catholic saint. She mocked Protestantism. She never said you have to take, these values from Protestantism and give it to the Catholic. She never said that. She mocked the Protestant church, even though she was a born Protestant and she converted to a Catholic, and now she is a Catholic saint. So, guys, it's our duty to, it is also our duty to mock the heretics. Okay, it's not just the duty of the priest. I don't know whether they are doing it or not, but we have to stop it. Okay, Jesus Christ came to this world not for just to pray, everything gets solved, and do all the nonsense that we can. Okay, he came to live like him. He also mocked the heretics. Just go through the Bible, it's there. Okay, it's there. Okay, and the heretics killed them and they put them in the cross. Okay, it's not just because Jesus found it's happy to sleep in the cross. No, the heretics killed him, right? Okay, so you have to mock these heretics, or at least save your soul from these heretics, these Protestants, these culprits, these robbers, whatever you want to say it. There is today morning I just saw one. I don't know, one thing. It's really good. This part. Yeah, John 10:1 and 1 John 2:18-19. Okay, so it was a nice thing. I mean, he just got it. See, John. See, I can't just keep saying many things here. And John 10:1. In all truth, I tell you, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold through the gate, but climbs in some other way, is a thief and a bandit. So Protestants are thief and a bandit. And the other, there are a lot of things I can tell you, but it just goes on and on and on and on, and it never ends. And if I start speaking about Protestants, 2:18, okay. Protestant, I can keep going on. 18. Children, this is the final hour. You have heard that the Antichrist is coming, and now many Antichrists have already come. From this, we know that it is the final hour. So these are the guys of Antichrist. Okay, they have gone from among us. 18 and 19. Do you see? They have gone from among us. The Protestants came. They gone from among us. They were with us, and they were left Catholic Church, and they become Protestant. But they never really belong to us. Even when they are Catholics, they never felt they are with the Catholic Church. They always felt they saw Catholic Church differently, and they went with the Protestant church and they found happy there. So it's there in the Bible itself. Okay, just because your heart says something, it doesn't mean it's correct. Okay, your heart can say anything. You can heart say to drink. You can heart say to dance with anybody or to marry anybody. Just go with any woman or something like that. Your heart will say so many nonsense. If you're going to listen to that, you're dead. Okay, so that's it, guys. Take care, and yeah, if you have any doubts, you can just, I don't know whether I have covered everything, and if not, I will just make another video, and it's getting too late. Okay, thank you. Praise the Lord. Have a great day. Bye bye.